students, welcome back to another session of civics. Let us continue chapter number 2, the Indian Parliament. After understanding the basics of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, we will now review their functions. Let us learn and understand the functions of Parliament. Formulation of laws. In order to achieve welfare of the people and the objectives of the constitution, the parliament has to formulate new laws, and also outdated laws are repealed. Necessary changes are made in some laws. Formulation of laws means to make new laws and to cancel the laws which are outdated and to make the necessary changes in some laws. The process of the formulation of laws has been described in the Constitution. In accordance to the procedures, the Parliament fulfills this primary and important responsibility. As we have studied about the three pillars of democracy, legislature, executive and judiciary. Legislature and executive has to work together. It is totally the responsibility of the parliament to see that the Council of Ministers does not disregard the parliament and functions under its supervision. Parliament exercises control over them. Amendments to the Constitution. Amendment means changes. The government has to run the country according to the laws mentioned in the Constitution. But the Parliament decides whether to make any amendment to the Indian Constitution. The Constitution Amendment Bill is considered to be important bill. The Parliament discusses why the amendment is required and decides whether to accept it or not. The Constitution mentions various ways of amending the Constitution. Few provisions in the Indian Constitution are amended by simple majority of the Parliament, but some provisions require special majority, 2/3 of majority of the Parliament, and few other provisions are amended by special majority plus consent from more than half of the constituent states. So there are various ways of amending the Constitution. Here are some examples of major amendments in the history of Indian Constitution. Speaker of Lok Sabha. In the very first meeting after elections of Lok Sabha, the members of Lok Sabha elect a speaker and deputy speaker. Lok Sabha functions under the guidance and control of the speaker. Lok Sabha represents the citizens and the speaker represents the Lok Sabha. After getting elected as speaker, he or she has to conduct the business of the house in an unbiased manner. Unbiased means without any partiality. Lok Sabha members have some rights and privileges as the representatives of the people. These are taken care of by the speaker. Apart from this, the speaker has to maintain the decorum and dignity of the house, as well as interpret the rules of daily functioning of the house and work accordingly. Thus, it is totally a responsibility of speaker that the session in the parliament of Lok Sabha should run in very smooth manner and proper respect and dignity of the house should be maintained. The chairman of Rajya Sabha. The chairman exercises a control over the functioning of Rajya Sabha. As we studied, in Lok Sabha there is a speaker, in Rajya Sabha there is a chairman. In Lok Sabha, in the absence of speaker, there is a deputy speaker, and in Rajya Sabha, in the absence of chairman, there is ex officio chairman. But the ex officio chairman is the Vice President of India. The Vice President is the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha. The functions of Rajya Sabha chairman is same as the functions of the speaker in Lok Sabha. It includes maintaining the discipline in the house, facilitating discussions, giving members a chance to speak. Similarly, as speaker in Lok Sabha has to maintain the decorum and dignity of the house, in Rajya Sabha chairman has to maintain the decorum and dignity of the house. So, who exercises a control over the functioning of Rajya Sabha? Chairman. And who is the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha? Vice President. Both houses, the Lok Sabha as well as the Rajya Sabha, have same set of rights. But there are certain rights that are enjoyed by Lok Sabha and are not available to Rajya Sabha. For example, bills related to taxes are related to finance. Bills related to finance are considered as money bills, and such bills are introduced and passed in Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha has limited powers with respect to money bills. Similarly, the Rajya Sabha has certain rights which are not available to Lok Sabha. For example, if Rajya Sabha feels that as a matter of national interest, the Parliament should make a law on the subject in the state list, Rajya Sabha can pass a resolution to that effect. How does the Parliament make laws? Various discussions are taken place in the Parliament. To formulate the laws, a certain system has been adopted. This system is known as law-making process. A rough draft of a law is prepared initially. This draft is known as draft proposal of the law or bill of law. There are two types of bills that are primarily introduced in the House of the Parliament. First is money bill, second is ordinary bill. In order to be converted into an act, into an law, the bill undergoes the following process. First reading. The concerned minister or member of the Parliament presents the bill and briefly explains its structure while presenting it. This is called as first reading. After first reading is over, the bill goes for second reading, and there are two stages of second reading. In first stage, the objectives of the proposed bill are discussed and members in the House express their opinions on it. The supporters of the bill give favorable opinions while the opponents discuss the defects and faults in the bill. There is always opposition party available in the Parliament. They have right to question and they have right to discuss the defects and faults in the bills. After the discussion within the House, as per the requirement, the bill is sent to a committee of the House. The committee report consisting of instructions and recommendations is sent to the House in order to make the bill flawless. Means, in second reading, in first stage, after the discussion, the bill is sent to a committee of the House to make the bill more flawless. Now, the second phase of the second reading begins. In this phase, the bill is discussed clause by clause. Members can suggest changes. After this, voting is taken in the House. After the majority vote, the bill goes for third reading. The bill is discussed briefly again during the third reading. Voting is taken for approving the bill in third reading, and if the bill gets the majority, then the bill is considered as passed by the House. The bill undergoes the same procedure even in the other house, means Rajya Sabha. Same procedure is followed in Rajya Sabha. After getting an approval by both the houses, the bill is further sent to the President for getting the assent of President. In case if there is a difference of opinion between Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha over a specific bill, the future of this bill is decided in a joint meeting of both the houses. After the final assent and signature of the President, the bill is converted into the law and the law is made.